Good morning, everybody. Hey, Cassie B. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning to you. This Sunday comes so fast. Goodness. Girl, bye. Ain't nobody praying for that. I just read something. I'm like, this MAGA lady, she voted for Trump. Now her baby daddy is being deported back to Venezuela, and she's asking people to please help and please pray. We will do neither one of those for her. She let her white supremacy help make her forget that she had a baby by a man that wasn't white. You understand? You just basically took your father's child. I mean, the child of your the father of your child out of your child's life, and all you had to do was be smarter. You chose to do that. Hey, Bootstrap Report. Good morning. I think I already told you good morning, Cassie B, but I wanted to say that again just in case if I didn't. Hey, Tony. Good morning to you. Hey, Russ. Hey, Handsome. Hey, Alicia. Good morning. Hey, King of Darkness. Hey, Dennis. Hey, Jenny. Dude. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for her. She voted for that. We supposed to feel sorry for her. Bitch, cry, cry, cry. Nobody cares. I told y'all got to stop caring about these people because as long as you care about them, they have no incentive to be any different. Thank you so much, Dennis. I appreciate that. I appreciate your support and watching. Yeah, so I don't feel no sorrow for her. She voted for this. This is the government she wanted. She got that government, but she's so comfortable in her. She got the complexion for the protection. She forgot her man didn't. She forgot the father of her child did not have that. And by proxy, her children don't have it either. But okay. All right, girl. You know why they're so blind? They were so blinded, Bootstrap Report. They were so blinded because the privilege, they're so used to their privilege, they didn't even realize they had it. If you only knew how many white people in my lifetime I've had say to me, I'm not rich. What privilege do I have? Okay, all right. If you choose not to get the privilege that you possess, even if you're not rich, then that's on you. Then that's on you. So now she has children of color that she has to raise with her privilege. Now let's see if she chooses her privilege over her damn children, because she sure as hell chose her privilege over her baby daddy. I don't feel nothing for her. Say it again, Russ. That's a perfect quote. MAGA hate is a luxury you can't afford, but you're still buying it. Yep, and that's exactly what they do. Yeah, they thought their Bootstrap, that's the perfect thing too. She thought her baby daddy was trans white. He's not. Her baby daddy is not trans white. Her kids are not trans white. She gonna learn a hard lesson. Thank you so much, DR. I appreciate that. She's going to learn an extremely hard lesson. There is a protection for the complexion. And if you don't have that complexion, then it doesn't work. I see you there, Cindy. I see you. I can see you in chat. Good morning to you, beautiful. Hey, Soul Talk. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. A lot of people are going to learn a hard lesson, especially Cubans. Cubans who thought they were white in America. You're not white here. Maybe in Miami, you felt white. But when you take your ass out of Miami, you're going to get your wake-up call. Hey, Pascal, you're going to learn you're not white. And it's not to your benefit to pretend that you are, because you're not. What you are is fucking delusional. That's what you are. You're delusional. Hey, V. Hey, Isabel. You are delusional. Yep, they're kicking out white people too, because see, what people don't understand this time, dude, is it is also nationalism. So you can be white, but if you're not an American, they still don't want you here. Yep, that's how it's changed even more. Hey, Peaches, good morning. Even more. Hey, Tony. It's changed even more because now being white is not enough of a protection. You got to be an American. And if you're not an American, well, guess what? Bye-bye. Don't forget to write. Y'all saw they deported that guy back to Canada. He's been living here for decades. Got an American wife, got 4 American children. America deported him over something he did 20 years ago. They didn't care. They deported his ass right back to Canada and refused to let him back in. Elections have consequences. Yep, folks are learning. Black people weren't lying. We weren't over exaggerating. Can you send? No, I can't send I don't really send notifications when I'm on live. TikTok sends out stuff when I go live, but I don't DR. What you can do is watch my stories. I can tell you that I always do the same thing. I'm always live at 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Sunday through Saturday. No, I'm sorry, Monday through Saturday. Live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Sundays, it's about 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I don't do afternoon lives, except if the audience has voted for that because we're discussing something. No problem, DR. I'm glad I was able to help you. I thank you all for joining me this morning for Sunday service. I got a couple of things to tell you about some updates with the Epstein stuff. Just so y'all know what y'all government is doing, because your Department of Justice is up to something else, trying to sneak and hide some more shit. I'll tell you about that in a second. I just want to ask you to do a couple things for me while you're here. If you could tap that like button, tapping is clapping. Thank you so much. And if you could hit that copy link button, you don't even have to send it to anybody, but copy link counts as a share. Thank you so much. It just helps to boost and elevate the live. Yeah, I call it Sunday service too. Because I do bring out Republican Jesus. Republican Jesus is going to make his way out today. You know, and the angels of Republican heaven. Don't y'all hear them giggling every time a conservative loses their food assistance? Listen. Yeah. Every time a Republican loses their food assistance, you can hear the angels in Republican heaven laughing. Because they voted for the shit. Even they don't feel sorry for them. This is why I never feel sorry. I never feel sorry for them. This is what they voted for. They said they were real Americans. Okay, be real Americans. All right, so let me tell y'all about a couple things, some updates. First, let's talk about Doge real quick. Doge, the chief person of Doge, she says that the government needs to hire more people. It fired too many people. Really? You don't say. You mean to tell me that the government fired too many people? You mean to tell me just randomly firing folks was too much? No, you don't say. Fuck you. I'm not applying for no government job, not as long as Trump is in the White House. Y'all took my job. Y'all let Elon shut down my agency. Now you need more people? Fuck y'all. No, we're not interested in coming in there to be watched, to have somebody try to beat us over the head with their religion and shit. I don't come to work for that. I never came to work for that. I wanted people to keep their religion to themselves. You know why? Because it's going to create really funny ass conversations, especially when I hurt somebody's feelings or make them start thinking about shit they never thought about before. That's why you don't want to talk about those types of things at work. But now the Trump administration is allowing it. Oh, yeah, Cindy, I heard Donald Trump say he was an FBI informant. We're going to talk about that this morning, too. But now Doge is saying they need more people. Oh, well, sucks to be y'all. That's what you get. Hire MAGA. But MAGA can't get them government jobs. You know why? Because MAGA don't have the skills and abilities to get those jobs. We know that. I say hire MAGA. What's the worst that could happen, right? It can't be any worse than a DEI cabinet that Trump has in place right now that don't know what the hell they're doing. Now, oh, one other thing before I get to the Epstein stuff. The young people who voted for Trump, they're now saying they're going broke under Trump. Good, you should. Because obviously you didn't get much education. I don't feel sorry for the young people that voted for Trump either. Fuck you too. We tried to tell you, but y'all don't listen. You're fucking hard-headed. You're stuck on stupid. You're stuck on stupid. You wanted, right? You wanted to think you was winning by voting for a guy that don't give a damn about you. What it did show is that you got daddy issues. That's what it shows. It shows that you have daddy issues, just like Heath Carey. He got daddy issues, and he loves boys. Now he's gone. Bye. Don't forget to write. Krista, if you went broke under bride and two, beloved, it's just because you're poor and inadequate. That's all. Bye, beloved. Don't forget to write. I promise I won't read it. Those who were broke under Biden too, if you were more broke under Biden than Trump, you still don't know how to do math. Hey, Ed, the lesser of two evils is you realizing that you're inadequate. Bye, Ed. Washcloths are our friends. Bye. Y'all see how MAGA is crashing out in here. MAGA is crashing out in here. Hey, Patricia, please cut the edges off my sandwiches, please. Thank you. I don't listen to conservative women. The only thing a conservative woman can tell me is what time breakfast, lunch, and dinner are ready. And if she's ready to do my fucking laundry. You can't tell me nothing else. You can't tell me nothing else. Okay? Yeah, my block fingers are supremely strong. Y'all saw me stutter that. I couldn't even get it out. I was so pressed to say it. My blocks are supremely strong. Okay? I know it's hard. Telka, you feel like Trump is winning? I agree. He's winning so much, he taught me you should go make me a fucking sandwich. Get the fuck out of here and go cook something. I would tell you to have a baby, but I can tell you postmenopausal. Get out of here. Get out of here. Love you too. You started your business during Obama, kept it alive during Biden. I hope you're able to keep your business going, Shelley, because Republicans are trying to take small business owners out of business. Oh, you like turkey and cheese sandwiches? Sean wants a turkey and cheese sandwich, Patricia. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. They always come in here talking. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Marcus, hey, when Head Club for Men call, you gonna take that too, sir. It ain't much time. It's coming. I can see your thoughts. Bye, Marcus. I can see your thoughts, beloved. You might wanna contact Head Club for Men. You might want to do that. It's such a beautiful thing. Charles is crashing out. Charles likes boys too. That's another troll account. I just wanted to let y'all know before I booted Charles. Charles likes boys too. Trump created the vaccine. That's why when MAGA goes, you just took a vaccine that Trump created. You're fucking president. And your punk ass took it too. Want to sit up there and act like they didn't take it. They punk ass took it too. Their punk ass took it too. I love the ones that want me to say their name so bad. They say stuff and they hope that I talk to them. I'm not talking to you. I'm not even going to acknowledge you. I'm just going to poach you. I agree. We should impeach Trump. And don't forget, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. They crashing out this morning. They crashing out. Look, because Donald Trump was an FBI informant. Now all of MAGA will say that they were informants too. How come they know all information but their sugar levels? How come MAGA never knows their sugar levels? How come they don't ever know that? Huh? How come they don't ever know that they kind of funny shaped? How come they don't ever know that? They admire Missy because they don't have nothing to look forward to. They have nothing to look forward to. Say it again. Too much Mountain Dew Cold Red. Thank you, Sean. You like these clapbacks, Arthur? Listen, I have such a great time with MAGA. They make this easy for me. It's really not hard. They make it easy. But now we're going to have all the MAGA running around. I'm an FBI informant too. Yeah. Me too. I tell people about stuff too. Yet every time you go to the doctor, you can't tell them how come your sugar levels don't go down. How come you can't ever tell us that? You said, what kind of agency did you have? I never had an agency. I don't know what that means, London. Informant now. Well, listen, let's be honest. If Trump was an FBI informant, that means Trump's a snitch. So they like snitches too. See, where I come from, they say snitches get stitches. You feel me? See, what you not gonna do is participate in shit with me and then turn around and fucking snitch on me. See, the hood don't like shit like that. So MAGA also likes a snitch. So Trump has no loyalty to anybody. So he expects loyalty, but he'll snitch your ass out like it ain't nobody's business just to save his own ass. That's what you saying, MAGA? Exactly. None of it makes any... Say it again, Esty. They're saying anything. And the fact that MAGA's running out now saying Trump is an FBI informant, that lets you know that's the new speaking points. That's the new speaking point. That's the new talking point. But I want y'all to think about something. Anytime somebody's an FBI informant, don't they tend to be caught up in the very thing that they're working for the FBI for? That's how come they're able to be in there. It's not like you can be in that grouping and the people not identify you as maybe you being a rat or something. Otherwise, the only way you're able to be there is because you've been doing this stuff with them, right? I want y'all to think about it. So all Mike Johnson did was tell us, yep, Trump was doing it too. Trump was there too. And then at some point, Trump stopped and turned and became an FBI informant. That's basically what Mike Johnson told us. And that's supposed to help Trump how? When Trump said it was a Democratic hoax. See, I remembered that part. Remember when Trump said that? He said that's just a Democratic hoax. Don't believe that stuff. Well, if it's a Democratic hoax, how were you an FBI informant for a Democratic hoax? You see? Doesn't make any sense, right? Doesn't make no sense, right? Oh, we got another one. Hold on. I wasn't really reading the screen at the time. Let me scroll up and see if they might already be gone. Yeah, somebody else might have called them. Or they could have left on their own because they wasn't getting the attention that they wanted. Yeah, because I don't see them anymore. Oh, I see J Mart. J Mart likes boys too. That's why he was in here. I'm going to send him packing. He even has boys as his avatar. He likes boys too. I like boys too, J Mart. I do. I have a whole husband. Yeah, I like boys too. Nope, MAGA isn't smart to fit. Yeah, they're not figuring it out. They don't even figure it out when I say I like boys too. They be like, yeah, me too. And I'm like, hey, it is what it is. But I haven't told y'all the juicy stuff I found out yesterday. Oh, I found out more why Trump is working so damn hard for you all not to know what's happening and not to know the truth. Let me tell you what else I found out, okay? So I was watching Midas Touch yesterday, and they were talking about, this whole discussion about Trump saying he was an agent and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Yep, Trump did say that about COVID too, Angie, and Trump then created the vaccine. That's the part that MAGA doesn't remember, right, Angie? But we do. Okay, so apparently Jeffrey Epstein was threatening Trump, telling Trump he was going to go to the government and snitch him out because Trump had did this shady-ass real estate deal with some Russian oligarch guy and had gotten a shitload of money for this property that he had bought here in America, but then didn't really do no improvements to it and pretty much got double for the shit when he went and sold it. Now, Jeffrey Epstein knew some information behind how that deal happened. And Jeffrey Epstein got mad at Donald Trump. I forget what Donald had did, but Donald had did something else that pissed off Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey got mad and said, well, I'm going to run and tell the government how you did that shady ass real estate deal. Bam. Then that leads to Epstein getting caught up the next time, and then he doesn't get out, and then he ends up magically unalived in prison, right? Okay. Fast forward to now, the DOJ, this is what's quietly happening at the DOJ. The DOJ has asked a judge to keep the name of 2 Epstein people, right? Hold on, I gotta catch something. I had somebody in here that shouldn't be in here, and I sent him packing. Okay, so the Department of Justice is asking a judge to keep the name of 2 Epstein associates a secret, right? Ask yourself why. Why would the Department of Justice, who claimed that they were trying to make sure that this stuff got out, that none of these people could hide anymore, the DOJ is asking a judge to keep the names of 2 Epstein associates secret. Hold on, I gotta unlock this article real quick so I can tell y'all the other details of it. Let me put this link in here. Okay, so they're asking a judge to withhold those names. Those associates received a combined $350,000 from Jeffrey Epstein in 2018, right? And so the mystery associates, they received the payments, one for $100,000 and the other for $250,000, just days after the Miami Herald investigation renewed scrutiny on a plea deal that he was, related to his conviction a decade earlier in 2008. Okay? And so they're saying the associates were described as co-conspirators in his arrest. Okay? The network reported that their names were sealed as part of the plea agreement and included a promise that the duo would not be prosecuted. See, it's a lot of hiding things here, right? A lot of hiding things. It says the associates are reportedly named repeatedly in stories by the Herald, but it remains unclear who they are. Prosecutors wrote in a filing that the payments may be evidence of efforts to influence witnesses. Okay? To influence witnesses. Again, if people have nothing to hide, they don't hide anything. There is something here, and there's something here Trump does not want you to know. And he's working extremely hard to make sure you don't know it. Yep. I don't know if the plea agreement stands if the person is no longer here. I'm not sure about that. The Department of Justice is trying to make it seem like it does, but I can tell you if the tables were turned, the Department of Justice wouldn't do that. Boom. You're absolutely right, Bootstraps. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning to you. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I appreciate the microphone, Pascal. I appreciate that. Listen, all I ask you guys is to do a couple of things. Tap the link on, tapping is clapping. Tap that like button for me. I appreciate it. And then if you could hit that copy link button for me. You don't even have to send it to anybody, but copy link counts as a share. To TikTok anyway. Thank you all so much. Good day, Miss Jackie. So yeah, this thing goes deep. This thing goes deep. He hasn't been arrested yet, X-Dog, because MAGA keeps voting for him. That's why y'all poor living in trailers right now. Bye, beloved. Be brave enough to come on your own account. I blocked you. Bye. I don't believe in protecting people that violate children. The Republican Party protects people who violate children. I told y'all it's no accident. None of that shit is an accident. And if you allow the Trump administration to sweep this Epstein thing under the rug, guess what's going to happen with your kids, my kids, your family members, my family members? Nobody's safe. You think they're going to stop at girls? You think your sons are safe? They're not safe. You better wake the fuck up. Exactly, London. Trump wanted to become president to stay out of prison. And poor people helped him do it. And then he came back and took them poor people's jobs. Shit, you can't write this shit. I told y'all the Onion is having a hard time keeping up with reality. Reality is so damn ridiculous. The Onion can't keep up with it. The Onion can't keep up because who could write this shit? And if you wrote something like this, people would say, that's not even believable. That could never happen. No one would ever do that. You a lie. America and its subpar education system. Oh, it did that shit. Sure did. America with its subpar education system. With this, I was just having this discussion in my house yesterday where I said, I was talking to family members, I was talking to people in my house. And I said to them, because I was talking with my daughter, and she said, well, I got self-confidence. And I said, that doesn't sound like self-confidence. Self-confidence is not loud. Insecure people are very loud. Confident people are not. You don't have to be loud when you're confident. You know who you are. But when you're insecure and you're not sure who you are and you're looking for people to like you, accept you, oh, you're going to be loud as hell because you're looking for acceptance. I don't have to go in a room and be loud. I know who I am. This is why in my lives, I don't even yell. Yell for what? What I got to yell at you for? If you saying something I don't like, I can just fucking boot you. What they say, this my world. You just a squirrel in it trying to get a nut. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't get caught up in that. Right? Because I know who I am. You know the people who do get caught up in it? The people who don't know who they are. Insecure people. Insecure people want to fight about every fucking thing. They even want to fight about shit that ain't their business. It's like, how are you fighting about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you? Mind your business. You insecure. That's why you always in other people's fucking business. You looking for a reason to be. A reason to be, a purpose, a meaning. Find one. That's why I act the way I act. Because I know who I am. I don't have to prove myself to you. Prove myself to you for what? I know you insecure. Why the fuck would I spend my time proving myself to an insecure person? You too busy trying to love yourself every fucking day. I can see the fight, the conflict. That's why you always trolling and shit. You don't love yourself. Because people who love themselves don't spend their time doing shit that's a waste of time. Say it again, Bootstrap. To me, ignorance equates to insecurities. Yep. That's why I don't argue with people. It's not worth it to argue. You got to pick and choose when you argue. Because some people just want your time and just want your energy. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Now let's just get back to the important thing of, don't forget, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Just don't forget. And apparently, according to Mike Johnson, he was an FBI informant. I still ask these questions if Trump was an FBI informant. When did he become an informant? How long was he an informant? What did he tell the government? How many interviews did he do with the government? When were those interviews conducted? Who conducted those interviews? What type of stuff did he participate in when he was an informant, informing? That's what I want to know. Trump doesn't want us to ask those questions. Exactly, period. You know, I love to say it that way. Where is the paperwork? Where is the paperwork? Because there is the paperwork. Mike Johnson is lying. But isn't it interesting that Mike Johnson, this man who calls himself a noble Christian, is lying? Isn't that a sin? Or is it not a sin? I can't keep up. Because Republicans keep changing the goalposts. Is sin a lie? I don't know. Because they act like adultery is not a lie. It's not a sin. So that's why I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out. William, the woman got mad because you stayed calm? Yeah, she was toxic. She was toxic. Because everybody, listen, this is one thing women, we kind of have figured out a little bit about men. If they're calm, they tend to be telling the truth. Now, if they acting hysterical, oh, he lying his ass off. If a man is acting hysterical, please believe me, he's lying. That man is lying. But if a man says, listen, fuck it, you can choose to believe me or not fucking believe me, that's on you. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. That guy's telling the truth. That guy's telling the truth. Because what he's essentially saying is, listen, bitch, I'm not going to sit here and fucking argue with you when I know I'm telling you the fucking truth. So you can either believe the shit or not believe the shit. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. Listen, I know some gaslighters too, Mimi. I'm just telling you on average, though. I'm just giving you the averages, right? I'm not saying all men. I'm saying on average, though. If a man is keeping his calm when he's talking to you, he ain't lying. The ones who are, I can't believe you not believing me, and they tearing shit up, he is performing. That man is performing, trying to get you convinced that he's not telling a lie. Men who are not lying to you are not going to argue with you like women. That's women. I keep telling y'all, men don't argue with women like women. They don't do that. Only weak ass men do that. Okay? Men do not engage women like women engage women. Men don't do that. They don't like it. They don't like all that shit. They will remove themselves from that situation. They look at that shit as drama, and it looks very feminine to them. Real men don't do shit like that. They go, man, men will tell other men that shit. Men will say to another man, I ain't about to sit up here and fucking argue with you like I'm a fucking woman. Y'all gotta listen when they be talking. Men tell you a lot. You just have to listen and pay attention. And plus, I have brothers. I just know they don't spend a lot of time arguing about silly shit. They will just not talk to you, literally. They won't talk to you. They'll just be like, man, you ain't talking. No, I ain't talking to her, man. She tripping right now. I tried to explain something to her. She keep accusing me of lying. Fuck it. Let her talk to herself. Don't say I didn't ever teach y'all nothing. I try to share tidbits with y'all all the time. But I'm telling you, if a man is calm, he's probably not lying. But if he's wilding, that motherfucker lying. That motherfucker lying. Leave that man alone expeditiously. He's acting very feminine and too fucking emotional, and all those extra emotions means his ass is lying. Y'all see the men saying I'm right. Now y'all can sit up here and keep believing something different. Thank you so much, William. I'm just trying to tell y'all something. See, Crystal saying it too. Whenever she says something stupid to her husband, he ignore her. Exactly. He's not going to feed that shit. You know why he's also thinking that shit is a trap. You're not about to trap me into that shit. I'm just going to go and do my own thing. And when you done tripping, you'll be back. My husband did it yesterday. He walks into the bathroom when my daughter and I were talking. And I said, you calling the pizza yet? Even though he and I had just had a conversation at least 15 minutes prior where we agreed we wasn't going to have no pizza. Yeah, it happened on Friday. And I said, and we agreed wouldn't be no pizza. My husband looked at me with this look. And it snapped in me like, oh shit. I said, never mind. We did just talk about the fact that we're not having that pizza today. I said, bruh, you looked at me like, really? You about to start this shit with me? He said, yeah, because I'm thinking in my mind, I know what conversation we just had. But I was also calculating like, I'm not about to argue with you. I was just going to go call the fucking pizza in and be done with it. I was like, damn. They're not going to argue with us. Women love that. Women, we love to argue. Not me so much. I'm not really into the arguing thing. That's where I can say I'm more like men than women. I'm not really into that. Bitch, you like it, I love it. Fuck it. I'm not about to argue with you. I could be doing something else for my time. But I'm not going to argue with you. Y'all going to learn. Look, period said, hers just shakes his head and walks away. Exactly. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all. This is how you know Trump is lying, because he's trying too hard. If he wasn't lying, he would say, I don't give a shit what those people believe. Release all the information. Let them look through all the shit. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm not in it. I know I ain't do nothing. But the fact that he's acting the other way lets you know he's lying. These are things you just kind of inherently know in your spirit. He's not being honest. He ain't being honest. And he's not just, he's covering for himself, but there are other rich and powerful people at play that don't want their shit out either. Because if their stuff gets out, guess what? They're going to make sure the whole thing falls down. So everybody's protecting everybody. Why? Because there are people in the mix who are going, if I go down, everybody goes down. And Trump ain't the one doing it. It's somebody else in this shit that's like, listen, you better protect me, because if you don't protect me, I'm not protecting nobody. That's what's happening here. But you're watching your government protect people who violate children. You should be angered by that. That should piss you off. That should make you very upset. Why would your government work so hard to protect people who are violating children? Yep, and you're right. You're right, Bootstrap. Trump picked the people that he picked in his cabinet because he knew he could pressure them to do what he wanted. And he also knew he had dirt on him. Yeah, Massey said the name. Because Massey said they coming after him. So Massey put it out there. Thomas Massey put it out there. He's like, I'm done pretending that it's okay. Because he watching it. The same Republican Party that tells you they love children, they protect kids, they so concerned about the trans, they don't care about no kids. These are the same elected officials that are trying to lower the age of consent for getting married. I don't know about you, but when I was 17, getting married would not have been a smart thing to do. At 17, I didn't even have no baby at 17. I wasn't going to even have babies at 17 because I knew having a baby at that age was stupid. So I didn't do that. So I certainly wouldn't have gotten fucking married. Say it again, 17, that's a child. Right. You know why they bring up the St. Jude shit? Because they hide behind children. Just like they hide behind their religion. Yeah, they're aiming at 14. I was just saying 17 just for the purposes of the conversation. But yeah, they were aiming at 14. You tell me who you could have married at 14 years old. You're a child. A child. That's not normal to think that way. That's not normal. That is the Republican Party. Look it up, Poetry in Motion. I think it was Iowa. It's one of those states looking to lower the age for marriage. That's nuts. That is a child. Why can't you wait until they're at least 18? If this marriage is God's plan, you mean to tell me God can't wait? Miss Jackie, I know you wouldn't have been ready. Even at 2 kids at 21. And girl, I'm praying for you that the fact that you had 2 kids at 21. Ooh, girl, I know you was working hard. You were working hard. That's why I give my hats off to people who have kids young. Because it's a lot of work. I had my first child at 24 and felt too young. At 24. At 24. I was like, yo, I might be too young for this. We might be too young for this. I'm just like, so I can't even imagine. And the fact to see people in government encouraging people. But Miss Jackie, you only knew what you knew. You didn't know what you didn't know. You know what I mean? We live and we learn. That's how we learn. My mother was a teen mother. She had me at 16. So she was determined I would not be a teen mother, and I wasn't. Because my mama was determined. She was like, no, I know how hard it is to be a teen mother. You will not be. And not only was she a teen mother, when my mother turned 17, her parents and my father's parents made them get married at one of them pew-pew weddings. See, if you from down south, you know they was quick to do a pew-pew wedding. Like, if you gonna get her pregnant, the family made you marry her. You ain't had no choice. You ain't had no choice. Cause down south, they was like, you ain't making no babies, and you ain't gonna make an honest woman out of her. They wasn't having it. And yes, I was at my parents' wedding. I gotta find that picture and share it one of these lives. It is the funniest, most miserable ass picture I've ever seen in my life. It is. It's miserable. My mother and father look fucking miserable. Do you understand? And both of my grandmamas is standing on both sides of them like, we don't give a fuck how y'all feel. Y'all gonna do this shit. Okay? I'm the only one in the picture smiling. I'm like this. Have no idea what's going on. None. I'm the only one in there like, hey, party time. My fucking parents are in there like, this is some bullshit, man. We just wanted to have a little fun. Yeah, you had some fun, all right. Made their ass get married. They didn't have a choice in the matter. And so then 2 years later, my mama was pregnant again. And then at that point, she got 2 children, married. My mother, and I never forget this story that my mother told me. My mother said that at some point, I was like, you know what? I just wasn't happy. And I knew I didn't want to spend the rest of my life being in a miserable ass marriage just because our parents made us get married. And I'll never forget when my mother drove me to a building in the city in D.C. I don't even know if that building is still standing. A building in D.C. that she threw her wedding ring on top of when she decided the marriage was over. Hey, Zarvis. She said, I took my ring off and I threw it on top of that building right there. And I told him, fuck you, I'm done. She said, so I took you and your brother and I left. And I never looked back. She said, because I knew I wasn't happy. But I refused to sit in a life in which I was unhappy. Now, my mother did graduate high school because my grandmother was determined that she was going to graduate high school. Then after high school, that's when my grandmother and my mother's mother and my father's mother made them get married. Then when my mother divorced my father, my mother joined the government, started off as, she wasn't even a GS scale because she was sweeping floors at first in the government. By the time my mother retired from the government, she was a paralegal. And my mother always told me, you never let your circumstances stop you from getting where you want to be. Never. You can't blame your children when you don't meet your goals. Because if they were really your goals, you would have met them anyway. That's what I appreciated about my mama. My mama was very clear that you don't have to stop your life because you have children. Your children are a motivation to being where you want to be. Set an example for your kids. Be somebody that your kids look up to and want to be. That's what you do. So that's the type of stuff that always stuck with me. That's the kind of mama I had. Hold on, I gotta move my charger over to something else. That's the kind of mama that I had. So when I see people, you know, like when Cardi was pregnant her first time and people was like, you can't do this and you can't do that, she proved them wrong. Because she was determined to show her children that in spite of your circumstances, you can still do great things. Now, can I stop and segue for a second and say I'm enjoying seeing Cardi sell her CDs on the streets of New York by laying them down on a blanket and lighting her incense? Listen, people can talk all the shit they want to do about Cardi B, but Cardi B knows how to sell shit. She knows how to sell shit. I'm sorry. The shit was hilarious, and people will buy it just on GP. Just because who the fuck else is doing that? Nobody. Nobody. Just like she knows that the internet keeps saying she's pregnant. She's not pregnant, but she'll play into the shit. If you think that she is, she knows that you're going to watch her social media and she's going to make money. The girl's a hustler. You can say whatever you want. She'll never go hungry. Cardi will never go hungry. And that's the ambition and the mindset that we all got to have. Remember, people told her she ain't no rapper. Remember, people told her that. You ain't no rapper. You ain't going to be nobody. Not only did she show and prove them wrong, she surpassed every single one of them that were on that show. All of them on that show are still scrounging to find that purpose to be. Look at Rashida. Look at Rashida. Cardi told them then. Rashida's still caught up in that web of Kurt. Still trying to push that shitty ass music that she does. Her music is trash. If y'all don't do nothing else that I ask y'all to do, please stop singing Bubblegum, please. The song wasn't even that good. Okay? It was never that good. Stop singing that shit. All right? He makes me wanna wife me. This is the stupidest shit ever. Are we in high school? Are we in high school? Yeah, I'm sick of that web of Kirk. I'm over that. Kirk ain't even that fine. We're not talking about Idris Elba here. Like, I be looking like, what are we talking about here? We talking about Kirk, not Idris Elba. How are we caught up in this web? And she swears she winning. It's like, girl, don't nobody want Kirk, girl. They wanted the money. I love that K. Michelle song. Because K. Michelle is right. K. Michelle is right. She's absolutely right. Because Rashida tried to say that woman was lying about her own story of abuse. And when it finally was revealed that K. Michelle was not lying, she was telling the truth, I don't blame her. She ain't gonna never let up on Rashida. And she shouldn't. Rashida out here still saying them same whack-ass raps. She can't rap. And y'all need to stop telling her that she can. Stop doing that. Goodness. Yeah, Toya found out too. Because you couldn't tell Toya shit. And then she found out. Had to find out on TV. Chill. You say Rashida got bags. Her husband's girl. And you right. Yep, I remember when Toya said that. And then Toya got to see who Memphis was too. Then it was like, I get to get the hell out of here. You think? Somebody making fake profiles of me. Somebody gave me the name of one of them. I just need to look up and get it removed. Listen, just know, if y'all see profiles, and with my name, and they're asking about financial, y'all know I would never do that. And if you don't see me in the video asking you, it ain't me. Y'all already know. I don't even get down like that. One, because I operate off the guise of, what do I tell y'all? How I keep my skin nice? I mind my business. Yeah, most of them are bots. because they figure people won't pay attention and they'll think it's me and follow and engage with them. But that's not me. Yeah, that's not me. Y'all know I'm on my business. I would never ask about your money. Oh, you got blocked. They trying to take from my school of blocking, not them blocking people that they think is trolling them. Oh, I tried to give you a psychic reading a couple days ago. Then I think I know who created the accounts, because it was an account that I blocked on my videos that every time I would create a video, they would come and comment and say, would you like a reading? So at first I would just delete their comments, but then I blocked them. So I guess they decided to do something different. If y'all ever see the accounts, just screenshot them and you can send it to the email in my profile, and then I'll file a thing with TikTok that they're bot accounts. Because I found an account on TikTok where a lady shows how you can get bot accounts removed from TikTok properly. I got an invite from you to invest in crypto. What? Oh no, honey. I would never send that to you. Never. Never. And I'll probably make a video about all of this today to say, listen, I understand that there's some bot accounts out there trying to pretend to be me. You could never. But let me explain to y'all, I would never come to you and ask you to invest in crypto. That reminds me of that time on Facebook, I got a DM from Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. Follow my logic here, y'all. Listen. Hold on. Before I tell this story, let me put up Republican Jesus. Hold on. Because I'm going to start here. Because y'all know it's Sunday service. So we're going to, don't forget that MAGA loves to pray to the old orange one. So this is MAGA today. It's Sunday. So MAGA is, they entrenched in them Cheetos today. So I was on Facebook. This happened a couple years ago. I was on Facebook, and I don't even check my messages very much on Facebook, right? So the one ending with a 2. The one ending in Majobu 2, that is me. That is me. That's my other TikTok account. I only got like 1,000 and something followers on that account. And notice on that account, I really don't do any political stuff over there. I talk about everything else. My garden, life stuff, all types of shit. That account is really me, right? That is really me. But notice you don't see any of the material from this main account over on the other account. You're only gonna see on that other account that I have is me talking about all this other stuff. My real name is Alicia. Yeah, that's my real name. But that other account is Majobu 2. I see you, Rusty. Majobu for Life 2. That really is me. That is my account. And I only have 1,896 followers on that account on purpose. You understand? On purpose. Thank you so much, MGD and Lola. So that's on purpose, because I was just wanting to try some different content over there just to see what sticks. And I be over there starting trouble too. I be over there starting trouble on other stuff. I like to start trouble with Nikki stands, start trouble talking about different topics, different topics, different perspectives that I give, because I love to see people talk about stuff. So I do a lot of it just for people to talk. Like I got one right now for Southwest Airlines that I've been hanging on to start some shit. I'll probably post that today. But yeah, just send me the accounts of people that y'all see pretending to be me. And then I'll make sure to file something with TikTok, because there's a way you can get bots removed properly, but it's not in the way that you may think. No, Bishop 221 is not me. I don't know who that is. If you don't see me in the videos, it's not me. I'll tell you about the accounts that I have. I only have 2 accounts on TikTok. I have more than 2, but the other ones have nothing to do with who I am, and they're faceless accounts. So people would never know it's me. And I don't talk about any politics stuff. So they never know it's me. But Majobu for Life, the number 2, is me. I have 1,896 followers on that account. That is me. What I'll probably do is put my website in my profile on that account too, so people know for a fact it's me. They cropping out the watermarks. Thirsty little bots. Hey, shit, that lets me know my content's doing pretty good. So I gotta pat myself on the back. When they start stealing your shit, that means it's pretty damn good. But I wanted to tell y'all this story. So one time, I get this DM on Facebook, and it was from Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. And Michelle said she had went out of town and she left her wallet, and she needed money so she could get back home. And so she was sending me a message to ask me as a Destiny's Child fan to send her money so she could get back home. And when she gets back, she gonna tell Beyonce to reach out to me to give me the money back. So y'all know how I'm built. I had to play with that troll. So I'm like, well, why would you ask me instead of just sending a message to Beyonce? You know what I'm saying? So then Michelle come back, fake Michelle come back, and she like, well, because Beyonce on tour right now and she not gonna see my message. So I was like, but you can send it to Kelly though. She not on tour. Then they was like, listen, I thought you was a real fan. You was gonna really help me. I said, I would really help you, but I want to know why you not talking to Kelly first. Needless to say, Michelle went away. Y'all gotta learn how to troll these fucking trolls, man. And these scammers. Scam the scammer. Right, she could call her direct. Why the fuck would Michelle Williams call me? People fall for this stuff. That's the saddest part. People fall for it. If I had no morals and character, I'd do it too. I'd do it, but I got morals and character. But if I had none, listen, I would call folks and pretend to be Beyonce. Hey, this is Beyonce. I'm on tour and I need a little help getting home. Shit, since they dumb enough to give you their fucking money. Like, my gosh. It's so hard to be a good person in this society because there's so many people that would just give you their money. Like, what? Right. At least reach out to Matthew, Tina, Solange. But no, you're going to reach out to me? You got this whole circle of people with money. Well, maybe not Solange, because Solange would be like, but everybody else? You mean to tell me you can't reach out to nobody else in the family so you can get money to get back home? Man, get out of here. I didn't send Michelle nothing. Just like the scammers who send you emails telling you to click this to get your TikTok account verified. Don't click none of that stuff. You understand? Don't click none of that stuff to get your TikTok account verified. Because those are scammers. They're just trying to get your TikTok, access to your TikTok so they can take it over and you'll never get back in it again. Oh man, I've been getting messages from Elon Musk and Keanu since I came on this app. And I'm like, Elon Musk got time to send me DMs on TikTok? What the fuck am I talking about on TikTok that Elon Musk care about what I'm saying? I've had Elon, TD Jakes come at me, Derek Blanks, the photographer guy. And I'm like, no fucking way. Oh, you heard from Prince Harry. Oh, so he cheating on Meghan by sliding up in your DMs. The internet is not a serious place. It really is not. Listen. Well, I love the internet, but it is not a serious place. It really is just not. It is not a serious place. Hold on, I gotta make a note. Make a video about fake video accounts. Yeah, none of that stuff is me, man. Except for that one other account. Mijobu for Life 2. That is me. Them others ain't me. I don't... Look, I have never seen those people before a day in my life. Yeah, the internet can be a dangerous place too. It can. You have to be careful. But it also is not a serious place. Some of the shit I see, like yesterday, I saw a video of these guys. They sing like very straight, but they were singing trap music. So, you know, the first place I went to was the fucking comments. And I see people in there, they making people twerk medieval style. That's when I said out loud, the internet is not a serious place. It's just not. You got a DM from Cameron Diaz. I'm waiting to get a message from Jesus. I figure everybody got the internet. Everybody got TikTok. I'm sure Jesus has TikTok too. Oh, she and whomever she was talking to saved as Elon Musk in her phone. And see, another thing that I'll tell y'all too, because I see some notifications sometimes, it makes me wonder sometimes if people, I think sometimes the bot accounts are taking my videos, my older videos, and redoing them. Like cropping out stuff, a lot of my old stuff. They do that. I just don't pay attention to it. Because it's not me. But I can tell you it's not me. Please repeat the scam of the Okay, the scam of the TikTok verification so y'all don't fall for this. You'll get emails, not in TikTok. I don't really get them in TikTok. You'll get emails in your email. And they'll look like TikTok official emails. But you gotta... TikTok's not going to email you to verify you. Whatever TikTok does with you will be inside their app, and it won't come through messages. It will come through different components of systems in their apps. That's how you know the difference. TikTok is not going to send you a separate fucking email. No. Don't fall for that shit. Because as soon as you click that, it's going to take over your account and you'll never be able to get back in that account. And you're going to have to start a brand new account. So don't fall for that shit. It's just hackers and people who want access to your TikTok account because you getting somewhere with it. And now they want access to it so they can get somewhere with it. So don't fall for that. Okay? Do not fall for that. I get scam emails all the time. Most of the shit I just don't fall for. Because I have my email, the email I like to share in my profile. That's the other thing. Only put an email address in there that you don't mind getting a whole bunch of shit to. Don't put your good email address in your profile for people to see it. Don't do that. I'm just telling you, don't do that. You will regret it. I guarantee it. I guarantee you'll regret it. Okay? I guarantee it. So just, if trust me, just don't do it. Okay? But that's something that you know, but I'll pay attention. I'll try to catch some of these. See, I never see these fake accounts. Maybe they block me in advance so I can't see them, but y'all see them. You saw me on Reese Waters tearing up the farmers. Oh, that's cool. I'm so glad he used my video. I love me some Reese. Reese is hilarious. I love me some Reese. Yep. Your bank should have a separate, have separate emails. Oh, you only have 3 followers by choice? They'll still do a bot account on you, though. They don't care. They don't care. Bot accounts try to do wherever they think they're going to have some traction. But Reese is hilarious. I love his videos. I watch him mostly on YouTube. He's so funny over there. I'm really glad that he's able to, like, dig in. I'm going to tell you somebody on Fox News that I don't know if they have social media, but I hope that he does. And I want to know if he's funny. Shamari. I love me some Shamari, but I don't know if he has social media and if he's funny. Because if he is, I'm gonna follow his ass. Because I love me some Shamari. Because I want to know how he really felt about how Fox News used to, back when in the day when they used to have him outside and all the inclement weather and shit. I want to know how he really felt about it. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Yeah, y'all gonna make me go watch Reese today. Anytime he pops up on my YouTube, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I am so there. And just so y'all know, if you're using Instagram, I am on Instagram. I am over there. So I've started posting on Instagram about 3.5 weeks ago. I started doing that. So just making you aware, I am over there on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. The links of every place that I am is in my profile. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, dude. And so just if you ever want to know where I am, you can just click the link in my profile and it will, on my website, my links are all there. Thank you for the follow on IG Bootstrap Report. What I find interesting is the videos that I put on TikTok, I also put on Instagram. I don't create new content for Instagram because I'm still trying to figure out that audience over there. But what I have realized is what people like on TikTok is not necessarily what they like on Instagram, and what they like on Instagram ain't what they like on TikTok. They're very vastly different audiences. And so me still trying to figure that out. Yeah, they're very, very different in what they like and what they don't like. You know. But just on today, y'all, I'm just going to make sure that today I spend my time doing a hell of a lot of digging. Because there's a lot more going on here that we don't know about, that we need to know about. And the fact that the Department of Justice doesn't want information released on certain people, that's a problem. Pay attention to that. Now, as I wrap up this morning, I want to talk about something that's a little slightly different, but that is of concern and that people need to be paying attention to. I told you I follow teachers talking a lot. And now teachers are talking about this influx of kindergartners that they're getting in their classrooms who are still in diapers, who are not in special education. And they're not understanding why. And not only are these children still in diapers, they have several of them. They're still in diapers. They have no disability designation at this point. But they're coming in. They don't understand directions, because obviously they don't have any directions or boundaries at home. So they don't know how to follow directions. A lot of them don't know their own names. They only know nicknames. Their parents never taught them their real government names. Oh, y'all hear my stomach. Oh, I'm hungry. How is that possible? I know how it's possible, because people aren't educating their children. Right. RFK says it's Tylenol, right? Shut up, RFK. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of baby Trumps in kindergarten. That's bad. Your child 5 years old, still in Pampers in school. Don't know how to use the bathroom. Thank y'all so much for the 100,000 likes. I appreciate it. Y'all, raise your children. Raise your children, please. Oh, I do RFK good. All you gotta do is act like you're starting a car. That's all it is. You do that, you fine. Yes, parents are the child's first teacher, but this shows that in America, a lot of people don't teach their children shit. They don't teach their children anything. I'm reading here, somebody says they had a cousin that did free range parenting. I'm going to say it again. A parent that did free range parenting. And I know you ask, what is a free range parent? Well, a free range parent is a parent that just lets their child do whatever they want. No boundaries. They don't give them no instruction. They just let them just do whatever. Right? I'm going to make a video on that too, because that shit is just stupid. Right? They said that they had a cousin, right, who did free range parenting, and the cousin had a child that was 6 years old in diapers. First grade in diapers. Not that free range belt. Listen, say it again, Zarvis. This child was 6 years old in first grade in diapers. He had been in a religious private school. They kicked him out because he wasn't potty trained. So the mama put him in public school. When the mama put him in public school, he was still in diapers. So he was doing number 1 and number 2 on himself at school. Of course, the teachers would not change him. So the mother had to be called to the school every time he had to be changed. He lasted 4 days in the school before public school kicked him out. They said, no, ma'am, your child has to be potty trained. He was re-enrolled the next fall, potty trained. So all mama had to do was raise her child, but she just refused to. She was doing that baby a disservice. Whoa, you went to a 2-year-old party yesterday and there were 4 and 5-year-olds with pacifiers and diapers. That's a failure in parenting. Those are parents that just gave up. They're letting the child dictate for them how long they're going to do that. And I know because I remember when my mama got on me, when my oldest child, she was over a year old and she was still sucking on a pacifier. And I remember my mother and my grandmother took our daughter out of town to visit my great grandmother. And I remember my grandmother said, by the time we bring her back home, she gonna be off this damn pacifier because we don't do this shit. When they brought my baby back home a couple days later, she wasn't on no pacifier. So I learned. So when the second one came, I learned. Just don't give it to them. Yeah, you can do hot sauce. You can do other things. My grandmother and them didn't even do that. They just said no and let her cry. See, a lot of people don't like to let their kids cry. They're not going to die because they cry. It's crying. It also teaches your child how to self-soothe, how to self-regulate their emotions. If you're going to run to them every time they're upset, how do they ever learn how to do it? They'll shut up. Trust me. When they realize nobody will come, they'll shut up. Say it again, Kim. They're supposed to cry. Babies should. They can't say, hey, bitch, get over here. Like, what else can they do? All they can do is cry. They can't say nothing else. They'll be fine. You just got to give your children room to be fine. Our kids are capable of more than we realize if we just back up. That's one of the main arguments we have in my home, where our youngest is autistic. And I'm always having to remind my husband, hey, back up. She's 22 years old. That's a grown-ass woman. She don't need you to baby her. She knows exactly what she's doing. And I love it when there are times when my daughter will say, back up. I know what I'm doing. You're in my space. I got this. And I'll be over to the side like, she don't play that. You got to let your children learn to regulate their emotions. I try to be a good mom. I ain't perfect crazy, but I try to be a good mom. But I know I will not always be here. That was the running theme that my mother had this thing about always talking about her death with us. Even when she was when we were in elementary school. She'd be like, listen, one day I'm going to die. You're going to need to know how to do this yourself. That was like the constant running thing. And I'd be like, why do you always talk about that? She's like, because it's a fact. And you never know when it's going to happen. Sometimes you get called home when you ain't expecting it. So this is shit you need to know. Okay. And I find myself doing it with my kids all the time. I will not be here all the time. You need to know how to do this. You need to know what to do. I teach, like my kids, they are self-advocators. They don't wait for nobody to defend them. My babies know how to defend themselves. Because I made it very clear to them, sometimes your teachers won't even advocate for you. You better learn how to advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself, come home and let me know, and then I'll keep it going. You said your mom did that too, always hit deep, and it hit deep when she passed. Yep, you had to carry on, but you did. That was me. I listened when my mother gave those lessons. My brother didn't. That's why my brothers sometimes have a hard time still to this day. Now, remember, I have two brothers, but my parents got divorced, and then my father had another kid. But my brother from, like, my mother, like when they were married, my brother, he didn't pay attention to those lessons. I did. So that's why I'm good. Because I know how to function without my mama. My brother, not so much. That's why he, a lot of times, looks for women to figure out how to do that functioning. I don't look for that. I don't look for that. Because I'm good. I'll figure it out. Mama equipped me with the tools to figure it out, and I will. And you will too. And your babies will too, if you equip them with the tools. I'm always proud of my children when I see them doing things that I taught them, and I see them advocating for themselves and doing. I'm always doing that. I'm always like, yes, they got it. But if they still ain't getting it, and I'm still around, well, guess what? I'm gonna tell you where you're going wrong so you can pivot. I'm describing your brother too. Yeah, it's sad to see, because all they had to do was listen. But I'm also quick to tell my brother, because I remember one time he told me, he said, I want a woman like mine. I was like, boy, bye. You can't handle no woman like that. A woman like that will eat you up and spit you out. A woman like that wouldn't even want you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. My mother was too hardcore for him. You didn't learn how to learn until college. Wow, some don't learn until college. Look, my stomach is carrying on. I'm about to wrap up soon. I got to eat. My stomach is touching my back. Now, before I wrap up, I'm going to tell y'all one more story about my mama. I remember this one time my mama went on a date, right? This was a couple of years before she got sick and then passed away. So she went on a date with this guy, right? And so she went on a date, and it was supposed to be like an all-day date. So then couple hours later, and I do feel like I'm like my mom in many ways, Rosa, I am. So couple hours later, my mom calls me, right? I'm like, hey girl, what's up? She's like, girl, that date is over. I said, over? What happened? She said, I put his ass out of my car. What? She said, yeah, I put his ass out of my car. I said, what happened, girl? She said, so we was having a good date and everything was good. Then he got mad at something I said, and he called me a bitch. Uh-oh. Now, see, I knew my mama. My mama was the type of person. She wasn't scared of nobody. Because she grew up with mostly men. And so she could handle her own. But one of the things that she never allowed for was you couldn't call her no bitch. Not no woman, not no man. You could call you any other thing, she didn't care. But you say the word bitch, that was a trigger for her. I don't know why. I forgot why. But it was a trigger. I just knew it was a trigger for my mama to call her a bitch. That man called her a bitch. She put that motherfucker out almost 100 miles away from DC. She put him out. I said, Mom, how he gonna get home? She said, I don't give a shit how he gonna get home. But I told him he wasn't riding in this bitch's car. Wow. And I don't know how he got home, but I do know this. I do know that him and my mama ended up becoming some very close friends up until the very end. Yeah. because he learned a very valuable lesson about boundaries. And with my mama, you don't cross, not now, a boundary. Because if you cross it, oh, she gonna execute on her boundaries. Because my mother's mindset was, you teach people how to treat you. So if you allow them to do certain things, well, you taught them that. You can't get mad at them because you taught them to treat you that way. So her thing was always teach people how to treat you. Then you ain't gonna have no misunderstandings and no problems. And she was right. Because you teach them how to treat you. And a testament to that was at my mother's funeral, her casket was carried by one of my mother's ex-husbands had died before her, many years before her. But her casket was carried by my father, who was one of her ex-husbands, her first ex-husband. Her middle ex-husband passed before her. My mother had been married 3 times. Listen. Mama also said you only live once. Do everything you want to do. And do it at least 2 times to know if you like it or not. Okay? So, her first husband and her last husband and the last couple of boyfriends, they were the pallbearers. Listen. They didn't beef. Wasn't no beefing. Wasn't no arguments. Because see, understand, my father could come over and my mother would invite my father over to cook food for certain events. And she could be married because there was no misunderstandings. Because it was very clear. I don't want that man. I had that man when I was young. Trust me, I don't want that man. Ain't nothing that man could do for me but go home. Okay? He can cook though. He can cook real good. So he can come over here and cook some food, but he gonna take his ass home after that. I still have guys who dated my mom who still called to check on me still to today. My mother's been dead almost 10 years. But they still call to check on me. Because my mother was a good person. So I say all this to say, be a good person, but be unapologetic about your boundaries. I learned that from my mother. People have more respect for you when you got boundaries. And you execute on those boundaries. And you are honest and transparent about who you are. And that's what she did. And when you do that, people respect you. That's how you get respect. You don't get respect from kissing ass, sucking up, being a yes man, lying to folks. You don't get that. You get respect from being authentically yourself and having boundaries and not allowing people to cross them. And when they do cross those boundaries, you are very clear about the consequence. People respect that shit. They don't respect the other stuff. Be somebody people respect, okay? I love you guys. We had a great time this morning. We have a great time every live. Now, don't forget, starting this upcoming week, because today's Sunday, I'm going to be doing lives on Patreon too. I'm still going to do my lives on TikTok, but then I'm going to be doing like a post TikTok unfiltered live after the TikToks, where I go on Patreon, and those are only accessible to the people that belong to my Patreon. And we're going to have some deep gutter conversations. Because now I can go live on TikTok. Not on TikTok, on Patreon and really talk about things. I would have done it on YouTube, but because I saw YouTube starting to change stuff, something told me in my spirit, don't do it on YouTube. I don't know why, but something is telling me, and I try to follow my gut. Something in my gut is saying, don't go to YouTube to do that because you're going to get yourself in trouble. So I'm listening to my gut. You know what I mean? So check out the Patreon. The link is in my bio because they're going to be the unfiltered filters, the things that you get, a lot of the conversations that you get in my podcast and my behind the scenes stuff on my Patreon with the audio notes. You'll be able to get that stuff on Patreon. Yeah, YouTube is really censored. You can't say a whole lot of shit over there. Yeah. And I get tired of having to speak like I'm in elementary school. Bad enough on here, I gotta be like, pew, pew. Like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. So, but it's a testament of society. You have to do this because society don't always get it, you know? Yeah. And I don't like because when you censor things, you don't really get the full brevity of what the content creator is really trying to share with you. And it makes it hard to share your thoughts when you got to speak through that filter. And I'm not even saying anything crazy. It's just that you can't use certain words because computers don't understand context, you know? So I thank you all for joining me so much. Look, we got 114,000 likes this morning. I appreciate that. We got over 200 shares. I appreciate that too. I love each and every one of you all. I love my community. This community is awesome. We rep for each other. Look, I hit the laugh button. See, it's in due time because I didn't do it right. We do rep for each other. We talk to each other. We work together. And I like that. Hey, good morning, Jersey Weekend. So, you know, and I told you, I love to do this research to make sure I talk about things. I talk about the things that everybody else talks about, but I love to talk about the things that nobody else wants to talk about too, especially that raggedy ass mainstream media. Remember I told y'all watch y'all back and y'all front with them because they're owned by rich folks. And those rich people tell you what they want you to know, not what you need to know. Okay? I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters before I wrap up this morning because I do this every live. It's just what I do. Thank you to all of you, especially for your time because you ain't have to spend it with me, but I appreciate that you did. Number 1, beautiful, my dog is Charlie. Thank you, beautiful, and thank you for the help and the moderation today because MAGA was wilding in here for a second, weren't they? Number 2, handsome Russ Nelson. Thank you so much, Russ. I appreciate you being here. Beautiful number 3, beautiful Kiana Black. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 4, beautiful Stacy D. Thank you, beautiful. Number 5, I'm going to assume your gender, Alabama Lovejoy. I'm going to call you beautiful, but let me know if I'm wrong. Even if you're a gentleman, you're still beautiful to me. So, but let me know your gender so I don't get that wrong. And a special shout out to number 6, beautiful dude. Thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate it. Listen, I will be here online tomorrow. It's Monday, live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put up this live today in YouTube because remember, I put all my lives on YouTube. The lives from yesterday, I didn't put them up yesterday. I did put one up this morning. No, I did put one up yesterday. And I put the PM one up this morning for yesterday. I'll make sure to put up the one for this morning in the YouTube. So anybody want to go back and watch some stuff, you can. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. Listen, I have pinned the post for y'all to start putting your movie suggestions up there for September because we do pick movies. 1 month we pick Sinners, great discussion. Then last month we did Run, another great discussion. Tiffany has already come in here and provided 3 suggestions already for movies for September. It's pinned at the top. Check it out. Make your suggestions so I can put the movie poll up so we can start doing that, okay? So thank you all. And Angie, thank you for sending your first gift. I appreciate that. Thank you all for the gifts, the likes, the shares, the engagement. I appreciate you. Don't forget, Donald Trump's in the Epstein files. Thank you for reminding me, Russ. I love you guys. Have a beautiful Sunday. And I'm going to tell you like I always tell you, don't you let nobody live rent-free in your head. Don't feed no trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning live at 9 a.m. Have a beautiful and beautiful Sunday. I love you. Bye.